Hey, you ready?
No shit, it's you.
Hey, 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 yeah, hey. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up.
Welcome to Let's Chop It Up with Ziz, and this is season 2. Today we got a special guest, Don Carrera. What's going on, brother?
What's good, man? What's good? We here, man. We here.
Oh, man, ain't that a blessing, my brother, especially through everything that went on last year, man. We just grateful to be here, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. But, we here.
Yeah, we here definitely, man. We're here definitely, man. So what's been going on with you, man? What's happening? What new projects you working on? Anything new?
Man, just chilling right now. I'm trying to finalize a beat tape right now. Been sending out a few productions and stuff here and there. Got a couple things coming with a few artists. Code 9, I don't know if you know Code 9. Me and him got some stuff coming. I'm on his new project coming. So
Nice.
that's probably the latest thing. So yeah.
Okay. And let's not forget everything that you put out yourself, man. You know what I mean? The singles and the the albums that you've been putting out. So I noticed that you got this distinct sound, man. It's like there's no sound like it.
Yeah.
So how do you put yourself, in a separate area, as they would say, right? When it comes to production, when creating production, how do you did you like check everything and then started going from there? Or how did you build that sound like that you have right now?
Well, it's kind of like all of that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I always been into music, just all over the place with the music, you know what I'm saying? My mom's was in the music, my dad was in the music, so I was always in the music. My mom, she was like heavy on the soul thing, and my dad, RP to my dad, he was kind of like on the rock alternative stuff like that. So
that's my jam, man.
Yeah, so while mom's was like hitting me with a major Luther Vandross, that was one of her favorite, Luther Vandross, and just Temptations and the Whispers and shit like that. When I get with my dad, he had me listening to like Michael Bolton and Rod Stewart and just Mariah Carey, Celine Dion. He was a crazy Celine Dion fan for some reason. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? And mix that all with what I was coming up with, listening to and loving, like New York hip hop. I was heavy on Texas music, DJ Screw and stuff like that.
DJ Screw, definitely.
Man, one of my biggest influences right there, man. So,
but you know what?
Like,
yeah, what you was gonna say?
That's kind of like where I get my sound from. It's just a melting pot of all I came up with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I do, man. I have a long range of music, man, from hip hop to progressive rock. I listen to it all, man, because then you have that wide mind for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where you can just like keep building on that. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
So tell me about that CRRA.
That Carrera with what you talking about, the beat tape?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like that wasn't my first one, but that was like my most notable one.
The most notable one.
I dropped like 2 of them before that. They was just little short tapes, but that Carrera, that was just me really just dumping off a clip, man. I had a bunch of beats on hand. I was like, man, people need to hear these. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really necessarily want to give them to rappers and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily my main aim, you know what I'm saying, is people rapping over my stuff, but it's cool. But I just said, let me go and dump out a clip, let people know what I got going on, you know what I'm saying? Because they hadn't really heard much from me at that point. That was around 2018, I think. So I gave them 30. I think it was a 30 piece of them. It was about 30 of them. And that was mainly because I couldn't just narrow it down. I was like, man, all these joints is crazy. I was like, they need to hear all these.
They need to hear all of them. I'm gonna just give them the whole
they
stack.
need to hear all of them.
Send
And
them a batch.
it was just another introduction of just the styles I could come with. You know, it was a lot of sounds in there. It was some smooth stuff. It was some grimy stuff. It was just all kind of stuff in there. Heavy sampling. I was sampling a whole lot crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, it was just a showcase of sampling and just of my scatterbrain, you know. That was basically it.
Because you was all over the place with that one.
Yeah. It just wasn't a particular sound.
Yeah.
It was just everything that I could, you know, come with, you know.
Exactly.
At that moment.
Yeah, pretty much, man. So how do you feel about producers recycling beats?
What you mean by that? Like reusing beats or
reusing beats, switching a little bit here and there. But honestly, it's not their fault because it's what the person asked for, right?
Yeah.
So like if you made a beat for let's say Drake, right? And then somebody else hears it and they go, yo, make me a joint just like that Drake joint you did. And then, you know, you send them it, and then they go, nah, it's kind of, you know, too far from what, I can't give you the same beat. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I mean?
I kind of frown on that because, you know, I've had that happen to me a couple times. You know, people be like, send me an Alchemist type beat. Well, I'm like, I'm not Alchemist, yo. Like,
go to Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm Don. They like send me, you know, whoever, Harry Fraud type beat or something like that. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm Don, man. I can't sing you nothing but me. And, you know, when it comes to that, I like the kind of marriage. You got to marry the two sounds instead of, you know, chasing a sound or chasing this guy's particular sound. That's cool too. Because, you know, people, you know, they like to study the rapper and stuff like that. I don't really do that particularly, but I kind of listen to them like kind of like on their BPM, see what kind of BPM they rap to or something like that. And I give them my sound through that, you know, but I'm not just gonna make a beat like what you used to rapping on, you know.
Yeah.
It might be similar in the realm of what you rapping on, but it's gonna be me at the end of the day, you know.
It's gonna be you, definitely.
Yeah,
and you wanna definitely coincide with the artist.
Yeah,
You wanna make sure
most
you both
definitely.
can shine. You know, you want to shine on your producer tip, like we were talking earlier. You know, it's gonna have your name, the person's name, whoever's rhyming or she's rhyming, whatever.
Right.
And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you want to make sure that joint is hot. You know what I'm saying? So off the bat, definitely, man. So from the sounds that have changed, right? Because obviously everything evolves, everything changes all the time. Nothing stays the same, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel of the direction where the production's going? That dark sound, those snares with the bass. How do you feel about that sound that's coming out now, that's being used or being incorporated in pretty much all the production that's out now in the indies and even leaking into the mainstream? What do you think about that?
I feel like, you know, it's only just, you know, people gonna gravitate towards what's cold. You know, if it's hot, that's what people gonna stick with. People like a formula these days, you know what I'm saying? And like, honestly, they say sounds change a lot, but I kind of see the same elements here, still here, man. Like from back in the days, man, the sample's still here. That dark stuff still, it's been going on. It's probably, like you say, it's getting a little more mainstream or whatever, but you know, it's always been around. I think people just catching on to it, you know, and they fucking with it. I don't know if I could curse on this, but they fucking with it. So I think it's always been here and it's not gonna go nowhere. And it's just a cold sound, you know. I started off way darker than I am now, you know what I'm saying, as far as my sound. But you know, like I switch it up every kind of like year. just how my mood is, I always switch the sound up. I do dark stuff, happy stuff,
Yeah,
soul. I could do trap, all that, so but like
definitely.
you say, like, yeah, that sound it's kind of been here, but I'm glad it's getting because
Yeah,
I love that dark stuff
I
too,
love it
what I'm
too.
saying? Yeah.
Cause you
You
know
know what I'm
what's so
saying?
funny? I've heard tracks where it's dark,
Mm-hmm.
but the rhymes are happy, or the rhymes are mediocre, or the
Right.
melodies on it. Which back in the day, it
Yeah.
was all like a hard hook, or even a guitar being played, right,
Yeah.
with
But
a
see, that's the
sample.
beauty. That's the beauty of the like today. Like you'll never know what they're gonna come with. Cause like I hear, like you say, happy beats, but they talking about killing, you know what I'm saying? Or like you hear some dog shit and they talking about happy stuff. So yeah,
Exactly,
man.
exactly.
I guess it's just how you freak it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about because obviously your producer has to have an ear, right? An ear
Mm,
for the music, right? A feel, for it to come out on mood, right?
yeah.
Um, what do you think about producers? No pun intended to all the producers out there.
Mm,
What do you think about producers that can mix their own production? You think that is a loss? You think that it's something that will hinder you when you're trying to make it right because the artist wants it a certain way?
yeah.
What do you think
Um,
about that?
it can go both ways though. Like for me personally, I like to know how to do it. You know, that I spent more time learning how to mix than making beats, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the main objective, getting that sound right. And that'll drive you crazy. It drove me crazy trying to get the sound right, 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 right. And I stayed at it, you know what I'm saying, till I started getting good at it. But it's kind of like 50-50 because you really don't need to know how to mix unless you know what I'm saying. Let me see, because you like, if you sending beats to rappers, you know what I'm saying, you could track it out and then they mix engineer whatever gonna do the mixing to the beat, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you doing it, you really should know how to mix your beats, you know what I'm saying? So you can, because that really does make a difference in the way they sound, because but it's a lot of people that don't know how to mix their beats. I get it all the time from just doing mix work. Beats mix bad, but it's still all good though. They never just be too crazy mixed bad. It might just be
Little
a
drum,
kick may be too
yeah,
high or
too
something, you know what
high.
I'm saying? It's just, but for the most part, I feel like you really should know how to do it. You know, you should know how to do it. If you a producer, you should know how to mix your
You should
beats,
know how
man.
to mix your beats.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think that's something that people, like, when they're doing it and they've been doing it for a while, that's something that they might consider, incorporating in their arsenal. You know what I mean? To be able to hold it down like that.
and yeah.
But
Once you know how to mix them beats, it makes it more fun to make beats.
because you're like, oh man, I put that
Oh
higher.
man,
Oh, that's
you know
crazy.
how to tweak shit, and it for me it made it way more fun. You know, especially especially with kicks and bass and stuff like that. That'd be the main thing to mix right.
Exactly.
Normally, if you're dealing with a sample, it's really kind of how you want to do that, but you don't even really have to mess with a sample too much if that's how you going at it, because most of the time the sample already mixed good. If you adding kicks in it and stuff like that, you gotta know how to get them kicks right, level them kicks right,
Yeah,
compression and all that stuff, man. So
they gotta hit right, man. They gotta hit right.
yeah,
So Don, a lot of people might not know, but you do a lot of mixing for a lot of artists, man.
yeah, yeah.
You want to name a few artists that you have mixed for?
Uh Mixed for Bub Rock, Lord Juco, Eddie Kaine, Spoda, K Burns, Mac P, sheesh, you. Man, it's a gang of people, man.
You did for Jamal Gasol, right?
I did Jamal to Stir the Pots with him and the Standouts.
Yes.
Shout out to the Standouts.
Shout out to the Standouts, man.
Yeah, they always come and holler at me on some mix and stuff.
I got mad love for them guys, man. They so down to earth, man. Word up,
but
man.
Pretty much, I say shit. 75% of the underground right now. I done touched something, man. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Yeah, man. So you don't only go hard with the production, man. You go hard with the whole situation, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as someone that's dealing with you on that level, I do hear it, you know, and I hear the fresh sound, the making, you know, even though sometimes I'll be a little hard head. Yeah, yo, just hook it up, man. But I know that, you know, you want that joint to sound, you know, nice and smooth and stuff. So you definitely got an ear for everything, man.
Yes, sir.
Because some people will take them a little longer. They'll be like, oh man, yo, I listened to it again. Can you switch this instead of catching it like right there and that's it? You know what I mean?
And that just come from experience, years of me mixing my own stuff, man, and mixing other people's stuff, and just knowing what to hear for, knowing when certain stuff is just out of whack, man. You know, I just be knowing it because I done dealt with it all. It just come from experience. You know how to approach it, man. When you've done it so long, you know how to approach a mix,
exactly.
Man, you know?
So is it like a pattern, Don, that you have from all the years that you've been mixing down? Is there like a pattern that you have that you could just like, I'm not going to say like a preset, but like, you know, exactly where, like, is there a start point that you start from?
Yeah, I like down. Well, first I normally I go through all the vocals, just listen to them raw, no beat or nothing. Listen for imperfections and stuff like that in the vocal and stuff. And if all that's cool, I start with the beat. Normally a beat got a lot of dynamics and jumping up and down, but it's got a medium point. That's that medium point for me is where the vocal gonna sit. You can see it when you kind of looking at the meters on the beat. You know what I'm saying? The kick probably be jumping way up here, but the sample or whatever and the instrumentation will be like right up in here. You kind of need that vocal kind of like a little bit above that instrumentation. So that's why I look for those levels. I kind of look for levels, and then that's kind of like how I approach it. And you know what I'm saying? And everything from there, I build it around that sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's my main pattern right there. You know, I start with the beat and see how can I see visually where that vocal can sit at. And that's why I try to put everything at, you know, and it's just little tweaks and, you know what I'm saying? Little stuff, little from there, you know. So that's my thing right there, you know.
Definitely. That's good to have. Because then you'd be running yourself crazy trying to restart from the top. And it's like, but if you know, man. You know, that's definitely
mixing is it's a never-ending lesson, man. It's a never-ending lesson. You'll never have it totally figured out because, you know, every mix is different. But, you know, like that little pattern I explained to you, that's going to always be the same. But
that's the start point.
But every mix going to be different, man.
Different.
You know, different rappers, different voices,
everybody's different
vocal styles. Everybody rap different, you know. It's just...
Yeah.
But I love that because I learned from that.
Yeah.
Every mix I do, I learn something new to apply to the next mix I do. So
you just get better and better with every mix.
Just get better and better, man. You know, like I say, it's a never-ending lesson.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
That 59s.
That's that 59 NSS. Yeah, that was kind of like a play off my address. I had moved. I ain't gonna say the direct
Of
what
course,
the NSS, but the 50. That's the street number and the address of where I moved to, and kind of like where I got real crazy with the beats and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got different with the sound and stuff because I was in a different location, and I said, man, I should name this after the place where I just cooked this at, because I had just kind of like moved. But that tape there, man, that's one of my favorite tapes. It might be my favorite because it was just different, man. It was definitely some rider music too, man. I was putting a lot of vocal samples in there and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was like heavy experimental for me. You know what I'm saying? I think I had just got this SP404. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's like a kind of like a very popular machine in the lo-fi community.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I had just got it, learning it. That was really me learning that and moving to the new spot. Just all in one, you know what I'm saying? And I just put it out, you know what I'm saying? And they received that one well. Man.
Yeah, that one is definitely different. Like I was telling you earlier, you're not afraid to take a stab at it, right? So pretty much your versatility. I'm not gonna say taking a chance because a chance is something that you're not like comfortable with or something that you don't believe strong in, right?
Yeah.
So the way you make your beats and you take that opportunity to make those kind of beats. Where does that come from? Where do you get that sound from? Is it something you hear in your head before you put it down, or how do you set that up?
A lot of times it just be on the fly, man. For me, I'm like the coldest on the fly, I don't sit down and try to figure it out. I just rock, and particularly I say with that tape, I would start off, I cook some drums up, get a sample, and a lot of that stuff was just like one take. I had a sample, I had the drums playing through my computer. It was all going into this ending, into the SP404 on the end. So the drums playing through my computer, everything running to that. I had a sample loaded up on machine. I got this machine back here. And I just press record, man. Whatever I came out with, that's what you heard.
What it is.
Yeah, and sometimes I tweak it here and there, but most of the time that was it. I'm on the fly with it. It's like that's just how I do. But I'm getting more calculated with it now. But still, I feel like my coldest is just jump right on it, man.
Just go right into it.
Yeah, because I know how to chop a sample. I know how to stay on rhythm to some drums. I can do that for 4 minutes, just just drumming it out. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, that's basically it, bro.
You definitely got that pattern down. That's for sure, man. So, today, man, I wanted to bring you on here, man, because I feel like you touch, like you said, you touch so much work when it comes to us. And I say us, because including myself. And, we appreciate what you do, man. And you do it out of love. To be honest, you do it out of love,
Yes, sir.
And, for you to take your time and do what you do, man, hip hop appreciates you. And I know the people that you deal with appreciate you all the time because I talk to them and all they say is great things, So,
yeah,
we wanted to say thank you today. And today's about you. And we wanted to celebrate you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, man. And just
And it's
You
only
know
gonna
what I'm
get better,
saying?
man.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
It's only gonna get better, man. This is only the beginning, and I think that opportunities always occur, and as the more you touch, the more opportunity that comes with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, to me, right, we
Mm-hmm.
were talking about that earlier, import,
Mm,
and that's amazing when you explain to me what it was. Obviously, the cover has cars on it.
yeah.
I mean, and I was like, man, this is wild. Let me put this on. I
Mm-hmm.
threw it on, and it was like a whole different sound.
Yeah. That was a
What's up
lot.
with that project?
That was a lot of experimenting too. And like I told you, it was like based around my love for vintage cars, man, vintage foreign cars specifically. And like I told you, I used to watch all these videos, and I still do it, like vintage cars and stuff like that on YouTube and whatever. And they always had a whack music in the background. And you know what I'm saying? I kind of used to make beats. I used to make beats kind of around those videos, like this what this video should sound like, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So that's what kind of like sparked that tape. And I was doing a lot of, you know what I'm saying, heavy sampling, had just got a gang of new records.
Mm.
And I really had narrowed those records down to like about 5 records. So that whole tape was done like off, I think it was about 5 or 6 records. And put the import chops on there and all that stuff, man. But that was basically, it was kind of like the same formula I did with the 59 NSS tape, where I got the drums and I just was finding, I already knew the records that I was gonna use. So my thing with that was just the drums, but I just wanted it different. It was a lot of just off beat type drums on that tape, man. It came in with a beat that was
Yeah,
just kind of like off kilter, you know what I'm saying? That first beat, that was kind of like that first beat was kind of like, it was just like every coast in the, just every
everything was
coast.
in there,
It
man.
was just everything. It was Southern, it was West Coast, it was Eastern, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to bring it in like that because, I never
Definitely.
had really done that sound really before. And that tape was all over the place, man. That tape was crazy. I still jam that tape
Oh
like
yeah,
personally. Yeah,
definitely. Like
yeah.
like you said with the car shows and all that stuff. Um, that right there, that's definite, man. Because you could actually, because when I was in the car was when I was listening to it. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh man, this is nice, yo. It feels like, like you chilling. It's like
yeah.
perfect. It's like the perfect setting, man. So that was
Hmm.
that was a pretty good project, man. I gotta say, man.
Yeah, it's a lot
So
of hard stuff on that beat, on that tape, man.
so when is that next beat tape coming?
I'm probably thinking like February, probably.
February?
Yeah, I'm just ironing out some kinks right now, just seeing what I'm gonna go with, you
Yeah, and
know.
then take it from there, right?
Yeah.
So where would you want to be in a few years? Where you see Don Carrera in a few years?
Man, just shit, basically where I'm at right now, but amplified, just I want to be still mixing, maybe on a bigger level, still producing on a bigger level, just everything I'm doing now
Bigger.
times 10, you know what I'm saying? That's just what I want the money times 10, all that exposure times 10,
Hey
all that,
man,
man, but it's gonna always be the same love, but I just want everything to elevate, you know what I'm saying? I'm just setting it up so everything can elevate from here,
definitely,
just want to
man.
be comfortable and just keep elevating, man.
Definitely, man. I mean that all happens, hard work don't lie, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's what
So
got me here, man. That's what got me here.
you know what I mean? The recognizables, right? They
Yes,
always go
sir.
through it and work hard, man.
Hmm.
Definitely, man. So, like I said, we wanted to bring you here to represent. You know what I mean? Let people know who Don Carrera is. And
Yes,
Don
sir.
Carrera does all my mixing, as he told you before. And there's a lot of good stuff coming, man, you know.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited, man. I'm definitely excited, man. So, yeah, man. So we'll be expecting that new beat tape. And and it's all good, man. And just give a shout out to one of my sponsors, you know what I mean? Aki Mantega, you know what I mean? For sportswear, all kinds of hoodies, t-shirts, hats, face masks coming soon. I'll be showing all the products and everything on the show, and we're gonna take it like that. And shout out to Bag Talk, the label, you know what I mean? That's another one. So, you know, I want to, you know, show some love to the sponsors out there, man. Definitely. So, yeah, brother, man, like I said, we were here, we celebrated, you know what I mean? And everybody gonna know. If you don't know now, you know who Don Carrera is. You know what I'm saying? One of my good friends. And we definitely gonna be going high up there, man. We got some flames coming, man. Definitely.
Yes,
Anything
sir.
you want to say to your fans, man, before we rock out?
And just appreciate everybody for rocking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a guy from Mississippi cooking up, man. Just doing my thing, baby. That's what a lot of people don't know. I'm from Mississippi, man. You
And
know
it's not only barbecue out there they cooking.
Nah, baby. And I'm the only one doing it like this down here too, baby.
I bet you are. I know.
Believe that.
Trust me, I know you are, brother. Definitely. So that's
Yeah,
another
man.
thing. Before we go out, right? That's another thing. To be in the pool, right? And you're the only one that's doing it like that. That's gotta be the greatest, man. Because everybody comes to you.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to come to you. You know what I mean?
That's always been my thing, man. Just kind of like, I'm over here, y'all. Everybody over there, I'm over here. And I'm looking good over here.
Y'all stay over there, man. Don't cramp the style up over here.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all straight over there, but I'm over here looking good in a whole nother section, man. So that's always been me, man.
Yeah, no. And that's the only way to be.
Yeah, man.
That's the only way
I operate.
Definitely. So yeah, man, it was great having you on the show, Don Carrera, man. We appreciate you. God bless, man. And we'll be catching up. And this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, Don Carrera. And yo, check it out. We out, man. Peace.
Peace.
Stay right there, brother.
All right.
To be great, you gotta be Mike, and that's no debate. Play your cards right, always keep your poker face. Get ugly on these hoes, you can't be that appealing. Don't trust these niggas, so I'm weapon concealing. Wait till I'm G-Wagon steering, 100,000 to play with. Smoking big blunts, Mary J on my playlist. On the road to success, yeah, I'm destined for greatness. Want the AP, so no time for the fake shit. But it's back to the basics when I found crack on the pavement. Took it to my block, now I'm waiting on payments. Almost ended up in my father's footsteps. Mama praying that I do right, but I chose to go left. Started selling powder, couple $100 by the hour. Back when we was stuffing all the Dutches with the sour. I used to cop my shit from Whites, blowing on dubs, hoping Max see the light. And I'ma keep fucking all these bitches off the hype. And I'ma keep fucking all these bitches off the hype. Keep fucking all these bitches off the hype.
We used to play them corners, we who made them hot. Little do they know that I was different from the flock. Gates and Marcus Garvey, pen and pad, I wrote a lot. Sitting in the spots where they be shooting on the block. And we was comfy, on the scene so ugly. Please y'all don't judge me, I was caught up in some big shit. Feeling like Puffy, I stood 10 toes down. Took 10 foes down. Now I'm coming up, blessings coming tenfold now. We young dope niggas, young dope dealers. I don't fuck with whole niggas, they say I'm a cold nigga. Back when K was pushing them trays, I was stuck in my ways. Quick to blow some change, wasn't used to pay for them days. Gun toters, blunt smokers, niggas know that it's Kaine. Been on in the trenches. We ain't chasing no fame. Everything I post up, get a like for your dame. I need a meal off my dynasty. I'm feeling
and
like Jake.
Fucking all these bitches off the hype. And I'ma keep fucking all these bitches off the hype. Keep fucking all these bitches off the hype. I got the credentials to cop a presidential. Shit, my life a movie, let's make it suspenseful. Niggas out here being bishop, gotta keep the steel. Cause I'm living like I already got a deal. So when the offer come, they gotta talk big business. I'm a smart nigga that came from the trenches. Took on hustling as an economical interest. Got killers that clean murder scenes like they study forensics. Thumbing through these hundreds while driving the Benzes. Fuck on bitches who give a fuck about a friendship. Every time my name get mentioned, seems some sort of tension. Like I ain't been on rocky roads, like a whip with no suspension. Now I like my Rosie on rocky ice when I buy the section. Y'all niggas need to stay at work and get a pension. Cause these bitches say your boss ain't really that impressive. Shit, I got $1 million flow, let's talk investing. All these bitches off the hype. And I'ma keep fucking all these bitches off the hype. Fucking all these bitches off the hype.